let's talk about how the fighter mindset transitions over into the business mindset. Now, anyone who is not in that kind of fight world, has had no experience in it, might be thinking, what the hell? Like, one is in a cage, one is in offices and behind a laptop screen. They're very, very different. However, as fighters, we're not just trained to fight, we are trained on our mindset as well. So a lot of people think fighting is just two thugs in a ring or a cage beating each other up. And what actually surprises a lot of people is when I explain it to them, how much goes into it. You go in there with a game plan, you are studying weaknesses, you're looking for patterns, you have to plan your own movements, disguise your movements as well whilst reading the other person to see what are they going to do next, and then figure out how you're going to counteract that as well. And so again, a lot of people think fighters, they have to be the loudest, most aggressive, biggest, strongest people in the room. But generally speaking, they are some of the most calculated and strategic people you can possibly meet, because like, I've learned so much about strategic thinking, emotional resilience and mindset from all of my coaches over the years, that I have transitioned that so much into my business and even like the marketing as well. So I've been training since I was a child, and I've lived and trained in Thailand. I've gone from gym to gym over the years, and quite often have been the only female in that gym. And so, you go in, you're in a whole room full of men who are bigger and stronger than you, and who generally will respect you enough to treat you as an equal, which also means fight you as an equal, which is where, like I said yesterday, the bloody noses, the bruises, being punched in the face, kicked in the stomach, kicked in the womb. You can't take time off because you're on your period. Like, you have to still go in and you have to suck it up and deal with it. Picked up and thrown across the floor every single day, and then choosing to go back. And it's not even just out of stubbornness or just out of ego. That is having a trained mindset. Anyone that does that that's why we have so much respect for each other. And it's another reason as well why a lot of people are surprised by when fighters hug after their fights. They just spent 6 minutes or however long, depending on the discipline, fighting each other, and then to hug afterwards and be friends. Like, I'd go and have a drink with my opponents. I'm still friends with most of them on Facebook. So hi guys. But it's because we all have that respect for each other. Like, we know what it takes. We know the early mornings, the missed birthdays, the missed family events, you don't see your friends. You literally bleed for this, for all that training, all for, like I say, 6 minutes in the ring. That's literally all it is. And even then, you don't know what's going to happen. Like what happened to me, one injury can end everything. In a second, it can happen, and absolutely everything that you've worked for your entire life. But I think that's why it transitions so much into business as well. I spoke to one of my old coaches yesterday as well, and he pointed out as well about how in the cage or the ring, when you are being dominated and putting under pressure by your opponent, they're kind of throwing a flurry of punches and really have you up against the ropes. The first thing your corner team will tell you is don't panic, don't get angry, don't see red. You have to stay controlled, you have to stay calm, you have to stay calculated, look for openings, keep your hands up, because the second you lose control and start swinging, that's it, it's game over. You've lost that fight, you're going to get knocked out. Simple as that. And that's another thing that massively transitions over into business as well. Like, especially at the moment, obviously business owners are taking hit after hit, whether it's from the big corporate giants or unfortunately our own government. You have to take hit after hit. You have to keep your hands up, be strategic, be calculated, think, okay, right, what's my next move? How do I get out of this situation? And things like that. And that is such a good skill to have when you're under pressure in situations that most people just crumble and just fold. You have to keep going. You build a mind that doesn't collapse under stress or discomfort or setbacks, knockdowns. And I think that's a huge reason why so many fighters transition into self-employment, entrepreneurship, anything like that, because they have spent years giving blood, sweat and tears for a sport that doesn't pay, that they can sacrifice everything for what is potentially 6 minutes in a cage, and then it's all over, and then they go and do it again, and they develop all of the skills they need to be very successful in business when they transfer it over. Right, you have to be resilient, determined, have that sickening work ethic, emotional control, humility, and to be strategic and calculated with every single move that you make.